Right, we're here at Cowley and it's clear blue sky and sunshine for the first time this season as we look forward to tonight's local derby action. Yes, Oxford versus Swindon, the big one. The old enemy have journeyed up from Wiltshire, a relatively short journey, to provide our opposition tonight, and a massive crowd expected following last night's first leg at Blunsdon, which Swindon came out on top by 54 points to 42. Unfortunately, Greg Hancock still ruled out through injury. We will be using Lucas Drimmel as a guest replacement. Lucas is hot-footing it from Peterborough, where he rode this afternoon to don the #1 race jacket for the Silver Machine. Sebastian Ulemek is back. He missed last night's first leg as he was riding in the Polish final of the Grand Prix qualification process. He qualified through to the Intercontinental final, having finished in 6th place. So he's back. Hopefully he's on form, and hopefully we can gain our revenge over Swindon tonight. So let's get straight on with the action.
So thanks to Bryn there introducing the match here, and it is local derby time, and they don't come any more local than this one. Arch rivals they are, and enemies they are also. Now the Robbins beat the Silver Machine last night, as you heard Bryn say, so today it's payback time. The bonus point very much up for grabs. The Silver Machine beginning to find their form, and they will fancy their chances today. So let's take a look then at the Robbins. Well, amazing they are without Oliver Allen down at reserve, and he could have been a real trump card, but they do bring in Steve Masters, who rides for Ryehouse in the Premier these days. So interesting looking situation there. They also have Klaus Christensen down at reserve as well, and he's been riding for the Berwick Bandits, getting some very good scores. Lee Adams needs no introduction to anybody these days. He's in fantastic form, and we saw him at Eastbourne, and despite that match being abandoned, nobody even sniffed his rear wheel. So there is the visitors teams. David Rood rides at #4, another one in super form. Steve Johnson is at #3, signed from the Bellevue Aces. Andy Smith, we know him very well here. We saw him riding for the Silver Machine last year, and Charlie Gieder is at #1. So the Pebbley Beach Robbins, big welcome them back into the centre stage here at Cowley, and back into the Elite League. Of course, they've been in the Premier, but lots of changes. Peter Toogood has moved on to Somerset, and Terry Russell has taken the Robbins on board. So that is the Pebbley Beach Robbins being introduced to the crowd here, and it'll be interesting to see how they go. David Rood certainly has been struggling for form of late, and like we say, this man here, world #4, Lee Adams, in tremendous form. So that is the Swindon lineup. Very shortly we'll bring you the Silver Machine. And we can tell you Greg Hancock is still injured. We saw him crash out of that match against Ipswich on the Sky Sports covered one last Monday, and sadly he's not well enough to take his place back yet. So Steve Masters there, well, lives just a stone's throw from the Swindon circuit. So here come the Silver Machine for the usual rigmarole of being introduced. And it is Dubrecki who's down at 7, Eunice Davidson at 6, Sebastian Ulemek back at #5, Niels Christian Evenson, we know what he can do, he's at 4, Ryan Fisher, spectacular as ever, is at 3, Travis McGowan at 2, and Lucas Drimmel in for the injured Greg Hancock rides at #1. So Friday Speedway here on Good Friday as it is, as such, local derby time, and what a match it promises to be. Massive crowd here. They've come in their hordes from down at Blunsdon, and they fancy their chances of a result. So, well, Lucas certainly doesn't need any introduction here. He's ridden for the Silver Machine before. He's ridden for the Cheetahs as well. Was part of the Cheetahs team which won the Elite League. Now plying his trade up there at the showground at Peterborough. Travis McGowan at number 2. Well, really has been riding his socks off, and really does always give it a go. Flying Ryan Fisher, another one who needs no real introduction to the people here. Rode for Coventry Bees last year, of course. Coventry absolutely decimated by the new rules and regulations, and it seems everybody else has benefited because Oxford have been up there and won, and so have many other clubs as well. And nice to see autographs being signed there from Niels Christian Everson down by the start. And here is the number 5, Sebastian Ulemek, who's hot-footed it back across from the continent, where he's doing very nicely in the World Championship rounds. So Eunice Davidson, of course, rode for the Reading Racers, another local team to the Silver Machine, and there's a lot of talk about the Racers coming up to the Elite League next year. Be interesting to see if they do. Of course, they've got a good team down there in the Premier at the moment. And at number 7, it is Rafael Dubrecki. And, well, be interesting to see how he goes. So that is the teams as we get ready for the action to get underway. Remember, the Silver Machine went to Wolverhampton, went down by 53 points to 40. But that is in the past. This is about today. And, well, the Silver Machine will want to start with a win. Crowd really is super to see it held here. So here we go then, we're getting ready for the opening heat. Heat number 1. The home team, remember, wear the red and blue helmet colours. The visitors are in green and yellow and black. So it's Lucas Dremmel in red, Travis McGowan in blue, Charlie Guida. We know what he can do around here. He rode for the Silver Machine last year as well in the top flight. And Andy Smith in yellow and black. So an interesting looking lineup here for heat number 1. So here we go then, the riders at the line. Sun beaming down on us, super crowd, electric atmosphere, and action all the way. And into the first turn. Oh, and problems there for McGowan, who's gone down. Squeezed out on the first turn. The red light's coming on very, very quick. And, well, I can only really think of one decision from the referee. And that decision is to put all 4 riders back in. Let's take another look and see what happened. And into the first turn, there's McGowan. Legs taken out by Guida. Down he goes. And that race pulled up very, very quickly. So all 4 back for the restart. So here we go then. The riders at the line getting ready to go. The referee, Peter Clark. The green light is on, and away they go in the charge for the first turn. And it is Lucas Dremmel, Travis McGowan, 1 and 2 for the home side. So into the bottom turn, going out wide there, it is Charlie Guida trying to find a way around the outside of the Australian, who looks over his shoulder. And into the first and second turn, and Guida's gone right round the outside. McGowan trying to come back at him. Dremmel is in front. And, well, getting a little bit hairy out there. And through into third place comes Andy Smith. Here comes McGowan. going through on the inside, and Smith has gone down into the air fence. And what will the referee make of that one? Well, the red lights are on, the race has been stopped. And, well, we'll have another look to see what happened. The blue exclusion light is on. The blue exclusion light is on. And we can tell you that the referee has made his decision by looking at this tape. So there's the action replay, and there he goes, absolutely no doubt about it. He takes away his front wheel. So, for the third time of asking, we have a rerun. 3 riders only. Lucas Drimmel's got to do it on his own. He's got Charlie Guida and Andy Smith out there with him. So Guida on 1, or rather on 2. Smith on 4, Drimmel the lone Silver Machine rider on the inside, and away they go. And into the first turn, it's the Dane who's got the drop this time. Charlie Guida goes in front. Smith trying to get round the outside of Drimmel, and Swindon taking full advantage of the situation. So around the first and second turn, Guida on the outside, Drimmel on the inside, rather spectacular style of Drimmel there, trying to find a way through. But out in front it is Charlie Guida. So around the first and second turn, down the back straight. And Guida it is, leading the way. Still Drimmel chasing hard in second place. Third place will go to Andy Smith. But it looks like being a good start for Swindon, and this will put them in front with a 4-2. So the ex-Oxford boy, Charlie Guida, in front, leading the way. He wins it, 3 to him, 2 points to Drimmel, 1 to Smith, 2 points to the Silver Machine, 4 to the Pebbly Beach Robbins, and it is Swindon who take an early lead, 60 seconds exactly winning time for Charlie. Heat number 2. Eunice Davidson rides in red. Rafael Drubrecki is the rider in blue. Klaus Christensen, the rider in green. Steve Masters is the rider in yellow and black. So here we go then, green lights on. And away they go. And into the first turn. It's a good start for the rider in green, Klaus Christensen, but nipping up on the inside in super style, it is Drubrecki. And all sorts of problems there for Christensen, who's gone to the back. Masters in third place. Second place now, Eunice Davidson, who took full advantage of the situation. Out in front, it is Drubrecki leading the way. Around that first and second turn and down the back straight. Looking very, very good. It is Drubrecki for the Silver Machine. Second place in red, Eunice Davidson. Third place at the moment is Klaus Christensen. Over the line they go, 5 to the Silver Machine. 1 to the Robbins, and the home side go in front now. We've had 2 heats, 60.9 the winning time, 5 points to 1, 7-5 the scores in favour of the home side. A good start there for Rafael Drubrecki. Number 3, 7-5 the scores in favour of the home side. Ryan Fisher rides in red. Niels Christian Everson is the rider in blue. Steve Johnson is the rider in green. Another former Oxford rider. And in yellow and black, David Rood. That's how they line up then for heat number 3. Green light is on. And away they go, and a good start for Jono. really is a very, very good start. He's gone in front. Rudy's at the back. Second place at the moment, it's Everson. Third place, it is Fisher, and the battle is up front. Everson really putting the squeeze on Steve Johnson. They go round that first and second turn, down the back straight. But we saw John O'Reilly at the Isle of Wight on Tuesday for the Robbins in an Interleague Challenge match, which the Isle of Wight won. Having said that, we've got to be honest and say there was no Lee Adams that day and no Charlie Guida. Johnson, it is in front, still chasing hard in second place. Niels Christian Everson, and really fighting that machine. Coming through in red now, it is Ryan Fisher in the second place, and not far out the back, it is David Roode. So round the bottom turn, it's going to be a win for Steve Johnson. Good one for him, middle of the post. Second place, it was Ryan Fisher. Third place, Niels Christian Everson. 3 points to Oxford, 3 points to Swindon. Still 2 points in it. The Silver Machine have 10 and the Robbins have 8. Heat number 4, Sebastian Ulemek rides in red, and Rafael Dubrecki gets his second ride. He rides in blue. Lee Adams is in green. Steve Masters out for the second time, he's in yellow and black. That's how they line up then for heat number 4. And problems there for Drew Brecky, trying to get that machine to work. And with the 2 minutes ticking away, going to have to be quick. And there goes the siren. He has been excluded, and he will have to be replaced. The machine's not going to go anyway, so Eunice Davidson can only be the switch that Nigel Wagstaff can make, and he does indeed make that switch. So we're waiting for Eunice to come out onto the circuit for this, the 4th heat. There is Lee Adams, comes back round to the line. And there is Eunice Davidson on the inside. So reserve switch here with Davidson riding in the blue helmet. 10-8 the scores. Masters, Davidson, and of course Ulemek out there with Lee Adams as well, and away they go in the charge for the first turn. Good start there for the home side. Out in front it is Ulemek and Davidson. Davidson lead away, comes Adams right between the pair of them, and oh, he just cut right through them. Adams it is in front, Davidson in second place. Third place there it is Ulemek. At the back at the moment it is Steve Masters. But Lee Adams just absolutely sliced through the middle. Round that first and second turn, down the back straight. Lee Adams it is in front. It's round the third and fourth turn. There is Ulemek in second place. Still Davidson in third place. Masters not that far behind at the moment. Of course, Stevie now plying his trade for Rye House in the Premier League. Not getting any joy out of this one. Adams wins it at a canter. Superb ride for him. Second place goes to Ulemek. Third place to Davidson. 3 points to the Silver Machine. 3 points to the Pebbley Beach Robbins. Means that the Oxford move on to 13 and Swindon move on to 11. Good crowd here to witness the action as we get ready for heat 5. Ryan Fisher in red, Niels Christian Ibsen in blue, Charlie Guida is the rider in green, and Andy Smith is in yellow and black. Interesting looking lineup here for E5. So here we go then, the riders at the line, green lights on, starting Marshall walks away, and away they go and into the first turn. It's a good start for Fisher. Fisher in front. Oh, and look at Gita up the outside. Andy Smith up the inside. And where did they come from? So Swindon 1 and 2. Fisher really fighting that machine in third place. At the back, it is Niels Christian Everson. But the Swindon pairing, superb. So around the bottom turn. And well, this is what you want to see. Gita in front, Smith in second place, still Ryan Fisher in third place. Of course, I say it's what you want to see. It is if you come from Swindon, it's not so much if you come from Oxford. So Charlie Gita, the former Silver Machine rider, is in front. Andy Smith, another former Silver Machine rider, in second place, and they really are rubbing it in. Third place goes to Ryan Fisher. But it's a big 5-1 to the visitors of Swindon, and they go back in front because Oxford have 14 and Swindon have 16. Well, Super Speedway, and it's the visiting fans who are enjoying the moment. Heat number 6, Lucas Trimmel rides in red. Travis McGowan is in blue. Lee Adams is the rider in green. Klaus Christensen is the rider in yellow and black. That's how they line up then for heat number 6. Green light comes on and away they go. And into the first turn, it's Adams again. Jet propel from the start. He doesn't have to cut through him this time. He's just gone. So Adams in front, second place. It is Trimmel, third place Travis McGowan. At the back, Klaus Christensen. But Lee Adams is really starting this season in tremendous style. So Adams it is in front. Long way clear. And well, a Grand Prix opponent in Lucas Trimmel in second place, but he's a long way behind. Around the third and fourth turn, down the home straight. Adams well clear, second place at the moment. Still Lucas Trimmel, third place. It is Travis McGowan. So we're looking at a shared heat, and we're looking at Swindon maintaining that 2-point lead. That's exactly what they do. So 3 points apiece, 17 to the Silver Machine, 19 to the Pemberley Beach Robbins. At the moment, things looking very, very good for the visitors. Heat number 7, Sebastian Ulemek rides in red. Rafael Drubrecki gets a ride in blue. Steve Johnson is in green. David Rood in yellow and black. Looks like Drubrecki has got that machine working. So he's taking reserve ride here, replacing Eunice Davidson. Of course, replaced him last time out. Here we go. And away they go in the charge for the first turn. It's a tight one. It is a very tight one, but it is the rider in green, Steve Johnson. And he's coming under pressure, and he's being passed by Drubrecki. I think it is. It might be Ulemek. Can't tell these helmet colours these days. It is, in fact, Ulemek. Ulemek in front, Johnson in second place, Drubrecki there in third place. And at the back, it is David Rood. And Drubrecki putting Johnson under pressure for second place. Round the first and second turn. And down the back straight. And look at this, Super Speedway. And again, Drubrecki trying to find a way through on the inside of Jono. Goes out wide, cuts back to make that straight just that little bit longer. He's got the speed, but I don't think there's enough dirt on the circuit for him on that inside line, but he's going for it, and he's almost done him. Oh, awfully tight. And a win for Sebastian Ulemek, superb win for him. Second place there, going to Steve Johnson. What a good third place there for Rafael Dubrecki. And the heat is split. 3 points. In fact, not split, is it? Because of course it's a 4-2. Let's have another look at it. Going to finish here. It's Dubrecki almost through. Not quite. 4 points to 2. We're all level. 21-21. 7 of the 15 heats on the board. So heat number 8, Travis McGowan in red, Rafael Dubrecki's out again in blue, Andy Smith, he's had a good meeting so far, he's in green, Steve Masters yet to record a point, he rides in yellow and black. So here we go then, green lights on, and away they go. And into the first turn, Dubrecki it is who comes out in front, and what a find this guy could be, he's leading the way. Second place, it's Andy Smith. Third place, Steve Masters. McGowan trying to get round the outside of Masters. He's succeeded in that, and he's going after Smith. Go round the first and second turn, and look at McGowan. Oh, superb. And this is turning out to be a real top-notch meeting. Dubrecki in front, but Travis McGowan storming through to join him in second place. Smith in third place. At the back, no doubt about it, at the back it is Steve Masters, but it is Oxford on a 5-1. They've got 1 lap to go, and this will put them back in front. So into the bottom turn, Dubrecki leading the way from McGowan in second place. It's a big 5-1 to the home side, and they go back in front because Oxford have 26, Swindon have 22, but we are being treated to a real humdinger of a match. Heat number 9, Ryan Fisher rides in red, Niels Christian Everson is the rider in blue, Lee Adams is in green, Klaus Christensen is the rider in yellow and black. And at the moment the Robbins are bobbing along nicely, but they do seem to have very long tail, not many feathers at the rear end there. Here we go. And away they go, and into the first turn it is Lee Adams who, not surprisingly, goes in front. So Adams in front, second place at the moment it's Everson, third place Ryan Fisher. Christensen trying to get up the inside of Fisher. Fisher comes round him into the first and second turn. Lee Adams a long way clear. It's going to take something very special to beat him tonight. And of course, another former Oxford rider. Around that first and second turn, Lee Adams it is leading the way. Still in second place at the moment, Niels Christian Everson. Third place, it is Ryan Fisher. But it's going to be a shared heat. But still, the Silver Machine are going to have a 4-point lead. Look at the distance. Adams, absolutely electric. And off that fourth turn, over the line he goes. Adams wins it. 3 to him, 2 to Everson, 1 to his partner, and that is Ryan Fisher. Heat number 9 finishes 3 points to Oxford, 3 points to Swindon, and still the difference is 4 points because Oxford have 29 and Swindon have 25. Heat number 10, Lucas Trimble rides in red, Travis McGowan is his partner in blue. In green, Steve Johnson. In yellow and black, David Roode. And away they go in the charge for the first turn, and just bumping and bifing as they go into that corner there. But out in front, it is Trimble. Trimble in the way, second place there. It looks like it is David Roode, but he's quickly been passed by Travis McGowan. Steve Johnson, who really got squeezed down on the first turn, is at the back. And it is Oxford on a 5-1. So round the bottom turn, and the Silver Machine beginning to open up a gap. So leading the way, Lucas Dremel, second place Travis McGowan, and the home fans will love this one. Around the first and second turn here at Cowley, the track getting a little bit dusty out there. Nevertheless, with the rain we've had, they won't mind that in the slightest, and they're winning as well. Here they go, heading for the line. Over the line they go. It is a win for Dremel. Second place, good second place Travis McGowan. Third place goes to David Rood. Steve Johnson pulling out of that one. 5-1, 34-26 after 10. 60.9, the winning time for Lucas Dremel, and just maybe we're going to get one of those trademark wheelies. Not tonight. So heat number 11, and riding in red, it is Sebastian Ulemek. His partner in blue is Raphael Drew-Brecky, who comes out for a reserve ride. Charlie Guida comes out for a tactical ride in green. That means any points he gets from the outside will count double. The Robbins are 8 points behind, remember. They could take full advantage. And in yellow and black is Andy Smith, who's had a very good meeting as well. But into the first turn, it is Oxford 1 and 2. So down the back straight, it is Ulemek leading the way. And look at Charlie Guida trying the outside swoop on one of them. He's gone past them all. Oh, tremendous pass. Charlie Guida, absolutely fantastic. And he's on a double point here, remember. So everything he gets will count as double. So he's on a sixer. So round the bottom turn there. Charlie Guida in front, Raphael Drew-Brecky in second place. Third place at the moment, it is Ulemek, and he's coming under pressure from Andy Smith, and Smith is trying to find a way through on the inside. So round the third and fourth turn, and Smith again nudging away at Ulemek as they hit the first and second turn. Charlie Guida, though, out in front, heading for 6 points. And here comes Smith, and this time he's done Ulemek. So round the bottom turn, good job, Drew-Brecky was out there, because Guida's won it, he's got 6. 2 points go to Drew-Brecky, 1, and a good third place there to Andy Smith, and no points there for Sebastian Ulemek. 2 points to Oxford, 7 to Swindon, and all of a sudden there's only 3 points in it, because it's 36 points to the Silver Machine and 33 to the Robbins. Let's have another look at some of that action. Really was a very, very good race. And look at this here. They go round, absolutely nothing between them. That is what we call Super Speedway. So move on to heat number 12. Ryan Fisher rides in red. His partner in blue, it is Drew-Brecky, who's out again. In green, Steve Johnson. Yellow and black, it is Klaus Christensen. At the line, get in, ready to go, green lights on, and away they go, and into the first turn. It is awfully tight, but look at Steve Johnson ploughing through the middle. Johnson takes over the lead. Drew-Brecky there in second place. Third place at the moment, it is, well, the rider in red, Ryan Fisher, at the back, Klaus Christensen. But that was quite some bit of entertainment there. So into the bottom turn, leading the way, it is still Steve Johnson. Drew-Brecky really busting a gut in second place. Tremendous speedway. And he's got past him. Look at that, absolutely storms through, and he gets the verdict surely. Absolutely super speedway. Drew-Brecky will go on to win a super heat number 12. There he goes over the line. Second place there's to Steve Johnson. He won't believe he lost that one. Third place goes to Ryan Fisher. It's 4 to the Silver Machine. It's 2 to the Pemberley Beach Robbins. And that means that Oxford have 40, Swindon have 35. Let's have a look at that lap again. There's Johnson, been out in front. since the second turn. He hasn't put the wheel wrong. But watch this here, because here comes Trebrecki. As they go into the corner, Johnson leaves the line, needs him a gap, and he goes through it. Thank you very much. Super win. Heat 13, and what a race this could be, because in red is Lucas Drimmel. His partner in blue, Sebastian Ulemek. In the green helmet, it is Charlie Guida, and in yellow and black, it is the fast starting and the unbeaten Lee Adams. And away they go, and into the first turn it is Guida and Adams, 1 and 2. Adams on the outside, Charlie Guida on the inside. This pair will represent Swindon on Sunday in the best pairs down there at Blunston. And on this sort of form, you've got to fancy them. So Lee Adams in front, Charlie Guida there in second place. Third place, Lucas Drimmel at the back, Sebastian Ulemek. And well, started off like a train, but he's come off the rails. Around the first and second turn, Adams is leading the way. No sign of any team riding though, he's just going for it. Charlie Guida looking after himself in second place. And well, Swindon on a 5-1, and this is going to make the difference, just one solitary point. Around the bottom turn, there it is, Adams is going to win it. Second place, Charlie Guida. The Swindon fans are on the edge of their seats. They are loving it. What a match. 5 points to 1, the Robbins take that one. 2 races to go. Oxford have 41 and Swindon have 40. Really couldn't be any closer without being level. The penultimate heat, heat number 14. And there's a reserve switch riding in red. It is Rafael Trebrecki. His partner in blue, Eunice Davidson. And this is where Swindon could slip up, because David Rood rides in green. Steve Masters is in yellow and black. So Swindon are going to get the bonus point. Who is going to get the 2 points on offer tonight? Green lights on, and away they go. And into the first turn, it is Trebrecki who's going to go in front. And Davidson is going to join him. Around the bottom turn, Davidson is in fact leading. Trebrecki is now in the second place. Third place there, David Rood. At the back it is Steve Masters. And that long tail we were telling you about is beginning to twitch. So out in front, it is Eunice Davidson. And he's had a pretty impressive match. Second place it is Rafael Trebrecki. And it's going to be defeat for the Robbins. Unless you get a 5-0 from the last one, because it is the Oxford pair who are going to take the spoils. Around the first and second turn, down the back straight, Eunice Davidson and Rafael Trebrecki have more or less clinched the 2 league points here today. Over the line they go, 5 points to 1, 46-41, 1 race to go. But it is almost certainly going to be victory for the men from Cowley. And what about Trebrecki? 14 paid, 15. What a night he has had. So here comes the celebrations. Up go the front wheels. And the silver machine are celebrating here with a victory over their local rivals. So we can have another look at the opening lap again. And there is Davidson. Trebrecki goes out wide. And there's a gap on the inside. That will do. It's big enough. You're going to bite through it. I'm coming through. Superb pass. So the final heat number 15, and well, they only need tambourines. The old Morris dancers down on the start line. Here we go. Travis McGowan rides in red. Lucas Drimmel is in blue. Charlie Guida is in green. Lee Adams is the rider in yellow and black. So 46-41 the scores. Guida and Adams have been in tremendous form. Adams with 12 out of 12 so far. Charlie Gears on 14.15. What can he do in this one? Away they go. And into the first turn. He can make the start. That's what he can do. And there goes Lee Adams to join him. It is Swindon 1 and 2. Well, it's perhaps a good job the match was won in the last race. Oh, my word, and Geeta's left a gap. And both the Silver Machine have come through. So Dremel, it was who powered through, and he left a big enough gap for Travis McGowan to come through as well. So it looked like being a 5-1, it now looks like being a 3-all. The bonus point is going to Blunston. The 2 league points on offer tonight are staying right here at Cowley. But what a match it has been. Around the first and second turn, Adams heading for a 15-point maximum. Charlie Geeta heading for his first defeat by a home rider of the evening. Adams wins it 3 to him, 2 to Dremel, 1 to McGowan, 3 points to Oxford and 3 points to Swindon to finish with. But it's the Silver Machine who are victorious by 49 points to 44. What a super local derby. And if you're interested in that press conference after the match, I'm sure Nigel Wagstaff is going to have a grin size of the Thames on his chops, and so he should have. Super performance from the young Oxford team, victorious by 49 points to 44. So maximum for Lee Adams, and 14.15 there for Charlie Geeta. But then it gets a little bit bad. Steve J got 7, Andy Smith 5 and a bonus, and then David Rood 2. Kraus Christensen 1, Steve Masters failed to score. For the home men, it was 10 for Lucas Dremel, Travis McGowan 6.10. What a performance from him. Ryan Fisher 5 and a bonus, Niels Christian Everson 3 and a bonus, Ulamek scored 5, Eunice Davidson 6 and 2, and the man of the match, Raphael Grabrecki, 14.15. That's it from me, Ken Burnett. From everyone else here at the Oxford Speedway videos, it's time to say cheerio. We'll be back with more Speedway action very shortly. Join us then.
I've just sat on it. Go on, Rob. Not that one. There's too much. Maybe. Right. We're going to have to get these riders a bit more media trained. Raphael, this is called microphone, yeah?
I'm not idiot.
And you know how to use one of these, don't you? No. Okay, on with the serious business. Basically, Nigel Wagstaff, heat 13, an absolute disaster. And then heat 14, Oxford have won the match. Can you use your mic? Get in.
It was all planned, mate. It was.
Come on, take us through what you were thinking in that heat 13.
Well, if you want my honest opinion, I didn't think that we could probably lower Lee's colours tonight, personally.
So it had to be a 5-1.
Yeah, and and I mean, you know, I've just said to Charlie, the little bugger was always going to come and do that. But fair play to him. You know, he struggled a little bit around Swindon, but you know, he wouldn't have got the supporters Rider of the Year for nothing. You know, his class. And it just kept it on the boil. But you know, we'd used Raf for his strength and aggression and his gating to the detriment of Eunice, really, which was a bit of a shame.
Yeah, can I ask you about that? Because That was a very brave decision of yours, wasn't it, to put Raphael in heat 14?
Well, you can see, you know, he's a big, strong lad, and you know he's rode at the top level. Where, to be fair to Eunice, he is still a young man learning his trade. And you know, the way the grading system has worked this year, we're fortunate that we bring in somebody like Raphael. You know, he's a quality rider, and sometimes you have to ask them to go and do it for you. And what it was also doing, it was making Eunice feel that, you know, when he goes away from home, sometimes I stand him out of heats, but he's probably sitting there and thinking, well, I haven't done much wrong here. And you know, Niels Christian's been absolutely superb this year, but he's another young man, and they have their little peaks and troughs and little blips, and you know, we had to just cover everything because we couldn't afford to lose this meeting.
Well, can I ask you then, why do you not put Raphael Dabrowski in heat 15 then?
To be fair, he'd had his right. I didn't want to say that.
Well, I haven't got the score sheet.
You put me. See, I didn't.
No, that's very kind of you.
But having said that, you know, if Trav was here now, if we could only get him to start off a meeting like he finishes it. I mean, he just said to me, he said, "Waggy, if I can get my gating right, I'm not gonna have you on the seat of the pants all the time, because we're just standing there and some of the stunts he pulls are unbelievable." Yeah. But you know, it was a massive team effort. You know, we've all walked around the track and we've said, you know, that Swindon side is not only a good side, and people at the beginning of the season felt they probably could go all the way and, you know, be in the top 1 or 2. The majority of them are track specialists, you know, and there's people want to come back.
I mean, they're all ex-Ox riders.
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, they want to come back and have a pop at me and the lads. You know, Smudger for one, you know, Charlie. You know, I ain't done anything to upset them, but they just want to do it. And, you know, Jono as well. So, you know, they were really fired up for it. So we've had to work very, very hard to do that.
OK, we'll pass the mic to Raphael Dabrowski. Take us through when you swooped past Steve Johnson.
Polish.
Polish only. OK, I can speak to you in Spanish if you want. I can't do Polish.
Yeah, sure.
Take us through when you sweep past Steve Johnson, because that was a very exciting piece of track craft.
Yeah, we're going far. I'm sorry for my language. I speak not so good in English. We speak fair, and fight was fair. And what can I say? I'm happy we win today.
Well, I saw you ride away at Poole, and you were absolutely fantastic. And I think the team has really missed you quite a bit. So you bring something special to this team.
I don't know. I want to go all meeting well, and is something new for me. Speedway in English is different, like Poland, like Sweden. I be in England a few years ago for 1 or 2 meetings, and I still learn, and we'll see what's happened later.
Okay, I think, Nigel, to be fair to Raphael, he was the man who started the fight back in Heat 7, because it wasn't looking too clever before that.
No, we didn't start off particularly well. You know, I think, you know, with the dismissal of Trav and as I've said, you know, it's difficult, you know, with them. They came up here on the back of what they achieved at Swindon, and they obviously felt they could turn us over. You know, I know Roscoe felt that way. And, you know, to be fair to this guy, as I'm sure you'll speak to him in a minute, with, you know...
Keep waiting a little.
There is that aura of Greg. Yeah. You know, you can... And I mean, what he's achieved today by actually getting it was colossal. But, you know, there is that little bit that you miss. And I guess when people look around the pitch, you know, you just miss that character. So we were struggling from the beginning, but you gain strength from performances that we saw on the track. And you mentioned Raf, you know, and that ignites the enthusiasm and the aggression. And, you know, they are a particular team of fighters. You know, there's a lot of flair and there's a lot of track craft, but they will mix it. And, you know, the whole meeting has been built up, without doubt. And although I didn't want to get on the back of that, they're not silly. They know that it means a lot to all these people out here. And
well, yeah, I mean, losing wasn't an option, was it?
No.
OK, well, let's bring in Lucas Dribble. If you use the mic you've got down there. Now, I can tell you it was touch and go as to whether he was going to get here tonight, and Nigel was quite worried about the situation. Of course, the Peterborough match was delayed. Why was that, Lucas?
The meeting was delayed at Peterborough because we came in and the track was absolutely flooded, and they was working on the track really hard, and I think they couldn't do more than as they did, but the track was a bit patchy, but we tried hard, and we just won by 1 point against Arena Essex, and it's a bit disappointing. I score more points for Oxford, which I'm happy with. I just score a bit more points against Oxford.
As you can see, you've got
Peterborough.
quite a few fans here, and a little bird's told me that you'd love to be back at Oxford. And it's probably fair to say that, you know, you're not that happy at Peterborough.
No, that's not right. Did you understand maybe wrong language when somebody explained that I am happy at Peterborough? No, I'm happy at Peterborough, of course, but I didn't perform such a good result for Peterborough, which is a bit disappointing. I scored more points last night at Swindon and more points tonight at Oxford, but I always try hard and I never give up, and I think I get used to it right at Peterborough, and I get better, I think.
Well, it's great to see you back. How much would it mean to you if you could come back to this club for next season?
I think you should ask somebody on my right-hand side. You know? I mean, you never know, because the rules are changing so hard. Every year is different rule in this country, and it's hard to guess where I will be next year, if I will be anywhere, you know. I hope I will be anywhere, somewhere, but I can't say where, you know. It can be anywhere.
Well, to be fair to Nigel Wagstaff, the promoter, the way things have worked out this year, it would have been very difficult to have fitted you in.
I think he could just choose between me or Greg or some other top rider. He just chose Greg, so I had to go to a different club. But you never know what happens next year or in the future. We see what's happened later.
Okay. Nigel, many of the people here won't necessarily know that you're intending to issue a protest about your exit from the Knockout Cup. You're very unhappy with what happened in Heat 8 at Arena Essex. Tell the fans what your plans are on that.
Well, what we've done, we've spoke to the guy who actually took the video, and he's in the process of editing. I think nowadays lots of people who do Speedway videos also do lots of other things, and he's got weddings and various other things. But we did ask him, or Bryn did, his unbiased opinion, and considering I've never witnessed, which is what we call a physical sport, on one of the tightest tracks in the country, and to have two riders eliminated with no second thought or no all four back or all three back. I mean, the first one was Travis, immediately eliminated, 3 riders, rerun, next time, Raffaello, 5-0, which effectively, when we went 9 down, if it would have been 8, even if we'd have lost that race 5-1, 8 points and all the same results, we would then have lost by 1 instead of 2. The fact we won here by 1 would have meant that we would have had a replay, which would have been massive business for this club. So effectively, that referee's decision, which I know is incorrect, because the majority of people had told me, and the guy who took the video has said, if anything, the first one should have been red out or all 4 back. So he hadn't took red out, he's took Travis out, which is ridiculous. So I am unhappy, and I've made a statement, and I don't want to go slagging referees off, but there is a general feeling within the sport at the moment that maybe some of the decisions that are being made and on the television aren't really up to scratch. And I want to get hold of that video, and I'm quite happy to send it in, because I'm fairly confident it will prove that, you know, we were unfairly treated. And as I've said, you know, somebody may prove me wrong in the room, but, you know, it must be a long, long time, or maybe people haven't seen it, where on a very close track, you know, riders are just taken out like that. I mean, the referee has if it's the third corner, it's very difficult, but the first corner, he has every opportunity to put them back if he's not certain, and I just can't believe he did that. And, you know, I happen to believe if we'd have met Arena after 2 challenges, we would have beat them quite convincingly here. But of course that didn't happen. And now the club, you know, is out of the Knockout Cup, which I feel is a bit of a shame. So yeah, I'm upset.
So what is your aim then, to embarrass the referee or to try and get reinstated in the cup?
I don't, well,
let's be reasonable. They're just going to throw it out.
You cannot be reinstated in the cup. That's a fact.
So it's
because no rules were broken. It was only an interpretation of the rules.
So it's to embarrass the referee.
Well, I don't necessarily think I want to embarrass him. I just want to state the facts. And if, you know, we feel through the proof that he was wrong, then it has to be brought to, you know, people who actually train referees and say, well, this can't be right. And one of the other things that really upsets me is when you're on television and the guy who's refereeing, jumps from room to room and looks at all the videos, and then if there's not a video being taken place, he has to make a decision like that. So it is unfair that, you know, one day you use a video and one day you don't. You know, I can't sort of subscribe to that. I think that's totally wrong.
Okay, on another contentious issue, the question of Eunice Davidson's transfer to Oxford, that's gone to arbitration. Clearly there's difficulty between yourself and Pat Bliss at Reading. What's the latest on that?
You're not saying there's a problem between me and Pat Bliss, are you? Well, the facts are that I went to tribunal last week, or the week just gone, Tuesday, and I sat in the room with a Speedway Bureau, which contained various members of the SCB, plus Chris Van Straten and Alec Harkness, who are the two promoters on there. And it was in the afternoon. In the morning, it was the decision made on Craig Watson's transfer from Poole to Newport, and neither decision was published. So I'm still sitting here really not knowing what the outcome is. But
is it that Pat wants you to pay more than you're prepared to offer?
Well, that was the initial problem, because you know, I don't think there's any harm in saying that she wanted £15,000 for him. And, you know, I'm not being funny, but there's been transfers at the moment from 8-point-plus riders in the Elite League who have been going for round about those figures, namely the Charlies and Chris Harris and people like that. So, you know, this is Eunice's first year in the sport. So, you know, she was way out of order on that. So, you know, obviously my valuation didn't meet hers and vice versa. And if you're stalling on it, then the only course of action is a tribunal. But, you know, I've been down that road before with Nicholas Klimberg. And one of the problems is if they decide not to come back. So that has to be built into the equation.
Well, the interesting thing about these transfer fees is, of course, that we had a little issue earlier in the week, didn't we, on Wednesday, where a promoter of a club up north wouldn't let you use Jason Crump.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy to tell the people in the room on that one. I mean, I did phone Lee, first of all, because obviously at Arena I felt he would be maybe the best rider. And Lee was out, so I left a message on his house phone and his mobile. I missed him, and I spoke to Jim Lynch, who is co-promoter Bellevue, plus a team manager, and he said there was no problem with him, that I could speak to Crumpy. I spoke to Crumpy, did a deal, because, you know, even though Jason's leaving my asset base, there is not a problem with the guy, because he only knows how to ride one way. And we did a deal, and I thought that was... Oh, then Lee phoned about 10 minutes later, and I said, I'm sorry, Lee, and he was okay about it. And then Jason phoned me and said that, you know, John won't let me ride for you because, well, I won't say exactly what he said, but basically the fact he'd got to pay X amount of pounds for Jason, there's no way he would let him ride. So,
shall we tell the fans the figure?
Well, maybe not, because that has to come from Bellevue. But
okay.
You know, at the end of the day, we all have problems with injuries, you know, and like what Lucas has done today for me is, you know, you just can't thank him enough for that. And, you know, there will be a day when people will want Greg or people will want whoever. And
you're going to say no?
Well, I won't, no, because... But I will with that promoter, yeah.
Okay. Let's have another chat with Lucas, because it's great to see him back here, and you've got a lot of fans. What are your ambitions for the season?
I mean, the first thing what I want to do this season is stay out of injuries. I have plenty of injuries last year. I think it was enough for a long time now, and that's the first thing. And first thing I want to do the best is in a Grand Prix, and I try to be in the top riders. And
well, you were very exciting last season in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I was exciting maybe, but then couldn't make another 4 Grand Prix, which cost me maybe 6th place, who knows, you know, but I want to do the Grand Prix, but of course I want to do the best results in British League for Peterborough Panthers, but also in the Swedish League. That's the 3 most important things that I want to do now.
Well, you did well tonight, considering in one meeting you've driven all that way. You must be exhausted at the moment.
You speak about me, but I will try to speak about... Hello? Yeah. I would try to speak about my father and my mechanic Andy Cooper, which they did everything for me. You know, I just sit on the bike and ride a bike, but they did all the hard job, and thanks to them. But hey, it was pretty tough day. You know, I scored a few points at Peterborough on track, which was really hard. But then we had to travel very fast to Oxford. We went here about 5 minutes before the parades, you know, but I think we have done quite well.
I think Nigel had a little up his sleeve. Let's just finish off with Rafał Dobruski. Now, can you clear this up? Do you want to be called Dobruski or Dobruki?
Dobrucki.
See, now, that's what the official BBC pronunciation has been. Thank you. How important is it for you riding for Oxford this season?
I don't know. I think it's important for me because I learn still. I got break 1 year. I got big contusion and operation, and it's now come back. I want to try English tracks and English Speedway. I finished high school and no time before for riding in England. Wagi find me in Leszno and give me a good proposition, I think, and
That's right, he took you out to dinner, didn't he? He took you out to dinner with your dad. Bought your dad a few drinks.
My father no drink.
No. Actually, Sebastian bought it. Do you remember?
Yeah, right. And I'm very happy I am here, and I try every meeting to make many points. That's all.
Okay, we'll conclude now with Nigel. One quick question. Basically, it's 3 out of 3 at home.
Yeah, we have to turn this into a fortress. You know, we missed those 2 challenge matches, and the first one was difficult against Arena, and we're building on the momentum now, and that was a tough call tonight. You know, that was quite a big ask, and the lads have responded. You know, however you look at it, even with Raphael being older than the others, I'm not saying he's old, you know, sort of mid-20s.
He's only just finished high school.
Well, yeah, but in terms of experience in England, you know, it isn't there. And to ask Eunice and Niels Christian and Fish, you know, even Trav, you know, there's not that much. They're either tender in years or, you know, young in experience.
Well, no, unfortunately, you've used the Fish word there. I was going to let you off, but question marks over Ryan Fisher. Some of the fans have expressed concern about the way he's riding at the moment.
I need to speak to Greg a little bit more. Greg was working with Fish a lot last night, and there are a couple of issues about him personally. Maybe there was a mistake early on at the year in a couple of things, but you know, the first couple of weeks when he was riding here, you know, he was way out of control, and I think it's a case really that the trouble is, when you come from Coventry and you've had the year you've had there were, rightly or wrongly, people saying, look, you've really got to buckle down this year, you know, you probably weren't doing the right things off the track, you need to get your head in order, you need to, you know, a fresh club, fresh ideas, you got Greg there with you, could be your last chance. I just think the poor guy's gone, you know, he's like, his head's spinning, you know, and he's an undoubted talent, you know. I've got videos last year when he guested for us, you know, he rode exceptionally well. And it is a big change, and I think we have to, well, I know we have to be patient, and, you know, we have to let him find his feet. But, you know, well, we've got good reserves. Well, we've got this fella here, and, you know, Eunice only had 3, but God, he performed well for those 3. And the reasons he didn't have a few more was, you know, the reasons I've said. Then maybe if Fish drops down in a few weeks and finds himself at reserve, then maybe that will be another turning point. So, you know, he's still only a young man, and he's in England pretty much on his own, but I know the dedication is there. I know he's not doing the things he was doing last year, and we've just got to be patient, and, you know, while we're doing as well as we are at home, we can be that. And I'm a great believer in that if you believe in these kids and you support them, as you've seen tonight, and won't let you down. And I'm certainly going to be supporting Ryan Fisher.
Great, 3 out of 3, well done.